Ladies and gentlemen, the show we've all been waiting for, Paranormal Buzz Radio is proud to present REP Paranormal and Friends with your hosts, Kim Purvis and Allison Robinson. Live every Thursday night on Spreaker, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific. Be sure to check out their Facebook page.
Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is strictly prohibited. For information on everything Paranormal Buzz Radio has to offer, visit our website, paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Listener discretion is advised.
All right, welcome back to our second episode. I want to give a quick shout out though before we get started. Yesterday was Kim's birthday, so if everyone can give her a big old happy birthday. Tonight we don't have a guest, so you're going to be stuck listening to us. We're going to be talking about equipment, so questions, answers, whatever you want to do. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So Kim, if you want to start with some of your favorite equipment.
Well, our going to start with the millimeter. We like to take the millimeter when we first get there and get readings in all the rooms, and we go around and get a reading in each room, and then when we go back to the rooms, we see what the reading says then, and then we go and investigate that room and watch the millimeter and the K2 and everything else that we have and make sure there's check for the changes and stuff. We write everything down. Like if this room is saying if the millimeter's only reading a 0.1 in this room all the way around, even around electrical wires and everything, then I'll write that down. And then if we go back in and start interacting with whatever's in that room, and we'll watch the millimeter, and if it goes up any, I'll write that down just to see what's happening and if any of our other equipment is coinciding with the millimeter and everything, so we're not having any interference with anything. You're next.
Me? All right. I personally like to just use my recorder. I like to go around and sit in the rooms, ask questions, or sometimes I just sit there still and just let them talk to me if they want to. But typically I find that we get the most EVPs when we're just sitting there having a regular conversation. And then they'll start talking to us. We get different random things on our recorders.
Yeah, they don't like us to ignore them.
No.
That's when we start getting a lot of action, when you're ignoring them.
Exactly. I still remember when we went to Belisca for the very first time, and Kim was the only one in the house, and she had been playing the piano downstairs, and she was asking, who was with her, and she asked if Lena was in there or Herman, and my daughter actually caught it, and she's like, she fell off the chair, and she goes, "Mom, that said Herman." It was like a whisper, but I mean, she heard it, and it was clear as day. She was just asking who was there, and they responded.
I didn't hear it with my own ears. It was on the recorder when we were going through the evidence, and it was nice to find. And another piece of equipment we like using is the night vision security cameras. We have 17 of them, but we don't set them all up at once because I'm the one that gets to go through it all. And so we set them all up in different rooms where we feel there's going to be some activity. We'll send Allison through because she kind of senses the feeling if it's going to be active or not. So you usually set up 8 cameras a night, depending on the house or place we go. And we'll get them all set up and watch them through a monitor and have somebody sitting at the monitor while we're going through, and we have walkie-talkies that we use, and that we can tell somebody we need to go to this room, there's something going on, and so there's always somebody watching the monitor. So we take turns watching it, so you're not getting so bored watching the monitor all night long.
Yeah, because that puts you to sleep if you
home and sit there and try to watch. It's like we've got so many bugs and dust, and I'm going, please have some action, please have some action. I got 8 hours in this room, and a lot of times we don't catch nothing on them. But there's times we've caught, we think it's a shadow, but we're not really for sure. So we don't really want to put it out there if we're not really for sure till I get somebody else's opinion on it. But we like our cameras. It helps cover everything. Then turn on and off. You know, we've never had any action with the flashlight experiment. We went and got these dollar candlesticks that you just twist the light on and off, and we've had more action with those. There's been times we've had to go and shut the light off, and it was tightened so tight we could hardly get it off. And we've got 2 different color lights on the candlesticks. We got an orange light and a white light, so we tell them if it's no, light up the orange light, and if it's yes, turn on the white. So we've had a lot of action with those, especially at Farrar. We get a lot of action with those at Farrar, and we had a lot of action at Edinburgh with those too.
Yeah, we did. One of the good ones though with the at Farrar was down in that little what's it called? The little chute thing, the little
coal chute.
Yeah, and the coal chute. When we were all upstairs and we had the excuse me, I'm battling a cold. We were all upstairs and we caught it on our cameras actually, and it was one of the ones that's really hard to loosen up. And I mean, that sucker was turned on so tight and nobody was around. We literally saw it go on the camera, just boom.
Yeah, it was
nobody was around.
Security camera. We just had it shining right on the candle, and we're all upstairs investigating it. And I'm sitting in front of the TV, and I'm getting on the walkie-talkie. I said, "You need to get to the boiler room now. We got action downstairs."
Yeah.
But we another piece of equipment we've had a lot of action out of is our trigger object. It's looks like a bulldog, and in its collar it has a K2 in it. So if anything goes up and touches it, pets it, it is life-size bulldog. So it attracts the kids a lot at Farrar. And we were sitting there watching our cameras, and it's in a room by itself with a recorder next to it. And I was going through the footage, and I call up to Allison on the on the walkie, and I says, "You need to get to Miss Martin's room. The dog is going off like crazy." And as soon as they got down there, it quit. And then as soon as Allison walked away from the dog, it started all over again. And on the recorder, you could hear a little kid laughing at the same time as that dog was going off. And it is pretty decent when you get something like that to match up. And let's see, another piece of our equipment we like a lot.
Actually, we like your little SLS Connect.
Oh, the SLS Connect camera.
Oh yeah.
We haven't got to try it at Edinburgh yet because we can never get in, but
I bet we would get a lot, especially down in the cafeteria area.
Yeah, because that's where we got a lot of candle action and stuff there.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
And I got hit by a door down there.
Yeah.
When I was walking down the stairs. But the SLS camera at Farrar, we brand new, just first time ever trying to use it, we were down in the boiler room. And I had my cousin holding the camera, and we were out. Went and grabbed my hand, and it felt like spider webs, very cold, and it just held my hand and danced on the garbage can. And then all of a sudden it disappeared. And so we started searching the room, and then we found it sitting in a chair. And I went over by the chair, and as soon as I got to the chair, it disappeared, and then we couldn't find it again that night. What other experiences we have with the SLS that you liked?
I actually liked it when we went to that school in the auditorium.
At Manila School.
Oh, yeah. I was dancing with that thing. It was a lot taller than me, and like it would do everything I asked it to do, and we like dance, interact. Cold. So cold. But it was still very interesting. I mean, I had a lot of different moods happen during that time, but being angry, sad, laughing, and crying hysterically.
We had it at Villisca, and we didn't catch nothing at Villisca. Wouldn't work. Our video cameras wouldn't work, no. So that night we just trusted the audio with the recorders and whatever we picked up by feel. And
yep. Yeah, because I mean, we asked, we're like, do you not want us to have any cameras in here? And on the SB7 it said no cameras.
And so on the Ovilus it said no cameras too. So it was matching up with both pieces of equipment that they didn't want cameras in there.
Yep, exactly. Sorry, I got booted. Trying to get back on to chat.
I think we're having some audio difficulty.
Are we? Huh. I don't know.
Then it comes back and it's fine for a while.
I haven't done anything. I haven't. Weird. Everything's turned up. Huh?
Take that off real quick. See if that helps.
Is that better? Can anybody hear us now? Okay. Gotcha, because... Well, I got booted from chat and I can't get back on.
My chat's working fine, but... Yeah, gotta love the technology. Does anybody have any questions? And we got more equipment we want to go over, but we just want to know if anybody has any questions on anything. Our next piece of equipment that we use a lot is our flare camera, the night vision camera. We really haven't picked up anything interesting with it yet. We're hoping, but we just haven't got anything from just the camera alone. And now my new security cameras that I got comes with a flare on the computer so I can watch it. And we haven't got it programmed all the way in, so we haven't got to really test that one yet. Hopefully we get to test that when we go to Edinburgh here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. I can't wait to get back there. Seems like forever. What's it been? Because we didn't go last year, did we? It was the year before.
Yeah, we didn't make it to Edinburgh at all last year.
I think they were too booked.
Yeah. I think we have a question. If you could only bring 2 pieces of equipment, what would it be? It would be my choice on 2 pieces of equipment would be my recorder and Allison, because she is so sensitive on things. I just take her and then we go in with our recorders. But what is your 2 favorite pieces?
Well, like I said, my recorder just because that way when I know that I'm asking questions and I get something on there like a voice or a whisper and I know it's nobody else, that's pretty neat to hear. I do like the SB7 sometimes. I don't care too much for the SB11. We've had way too many problems with that. Um, or just using myself too, because, a lot of times I will go in a place and I will start to feel things, hear things, talking in my ear. I'll feel their moods. That's been happening quite a bit lately. When I go places, specifically talking to me and just kept repeating her name. And lo and behold, he showed me Rosie, the haunted doll. It was pretty messed up. I didn't know how I knew that. Same with Belisca, with Robert. It bothered me all night long. We all had different emotions that night, though. It was just crazy that night, too.
Another piece of equipment, my SB11's got a REM pod on it. So instead of using the spirit box on it, we use it a lot for the REM pod because our SB7, it acts up so much when you're using the spirit box on it. So we just use it as the REM pod. And we do have shadow detectors. We sit around for them to go off. And we've got this one shadow detector. It's not really a shadow detector. It's two cardinals we got at the Dollar Tree. So if a shadow goes by, it will chirp. And we found we have more action with that two birds than we do with the regular shadow detectors.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of your equipment, you could go to the Dollar Tree or Walmart and pick up cheap stuff that works.
Yeah, you don't have to really spend a lot of money.
I think our recorders were halfway decent because we got them at Walmart,
Mm-hmm.
And when we first started out, all we had was our recorders and
oh, my old
video camera where it takes the tapes.
The little
you had to buy
tapes.
The tapes.
Yep. It's got night vision on it. It worked excellent. We took that to Belisca and we got a couple of interesting things that we couldn't debunk. We have no idea what it is. So, and they're on our page too, so.
Let's see, what else do we use that we use a lot?
Get me back on. I don't know. I keep getting booted from chat, so I can't see anybody's chats.
I don't know how to use your phone. You got one of those iPhones.
Anybody know how I can get back into chat with the iPhone?
She got booted out of chat on her iPhone. It won't let her back into chat. Another piece of equipment that we use, we take a lot with us, is the SB7. We use it a lot, but we don't use it like normal. We blindfold somebody and just let them hear the SB7 with headphones on. We found we have a lot more action that way with the SB7, asking questions while they're listening to it and we're writing down what they're talking. It kind of matches up more that way than if we're just listening to it and trying to figure out, did it say this? Did it say that? It's like you're always questioning yourself. Did I hear that right? And I like that way better. And we've tried it in the same room asking the questions, or we go to the next room over and ask questions, and they'll see what they come up on the SB7, and it'll answer their questions in another room even.
Yeah.
And let's see, the SB7, we have problems with that so much because it's always breaking. Well, I think we went through 3 of them.
Well, yeah, the very first one that we got, I got it, and it worked awesome. I had no problems with it. Worked great. The speaker that came with it was awesome. Until, I got a couple creepy asked things on there, and I kind of pushed it away, and lo and behold, I broke it. So we had to get rid of that one now.
You didn't push it away. You threw it because it was in your hand when it went creepy, and you gave it a toss.
Yeah, it did creep me out big time. And then, of course, it doesn't work, and we've gone through 3 other ones, and we can't find one that works as good as that one, and especially the speakers.
The speakers are hard to find.
Yeah.
They send you the cheap little speakers that you can't hardly hear anything on it. That's why we started going with the headphones, because the speakers they send with them now don't work half the time.
Yeah.
And well, one of our equipment that we like using a lot is just regular toys,
Oh, yeah.
I have this one little thing. It's called a scream box. And we set it out. It's just a button it pushes, and it screams. And Allison was off, and it's like, okay, at least they know what it is for.
Shane wants to know if there's any equipment that we won't use.
What we won't use? I'm pretty much. I think we've bought, and what equipment we've talked about now is everything we're gonna buy.
Yeah.
I think there's one more piece of equipment I want to buy, but the rest, I don't see us buying it, because you can. We're getting more information with what we got than buying all this new stuff. But I do want to get what they call a PDA, where the cell phone hooks right up to it, and then it's got your lights so you can see in the dark, and that way you can go live with the PDA with your cell phone, and people can see exactly what you're seeing. But other than that, there's no need, because most of your equipment that's out there, or a lot of it's the same stuff.
Yeah,
it's just built different.
Yeah.
Because I was going through there tonight I need to get me another IR light, and I was checking prices on a new IR light for our camera. They've got so much stuff out there now. It's the same stuff, but just built different than what we've already got.
Yeah, exactly. Candy's wanting to know if we have a real-time review digital recorder. I do have one of those ones you can listen to live.
Yes, I got one too. So we both usually have headphones in our ears listening to our recorders as we're going through.
Mm-hmm. But sometimes I may not always hear it then, but when I go back, I hear it. There are times where I do hear stuff, and I'm like asking people, I'm like, do you hear that movement? Do you hear that walking? But it's usually stuff like that. Like, I don't catch the voices and stuff until after I go back and listen to it by myself. Then I'll maybe hear stuff, but something that I need to try to figure out a little bit better, I think. But
Nicole and them made their own version of Boo
Buddy.
I've
seen that. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I do have the Boo Buddy that talks, and at Melbourne Manor we do get a lot of action with Boo Buddy in Susie's room.
Yes. Yep.
The lady they say that likes to color.
Mm-hmm.
We'll sit down and. But the biggest action with Boo Buddy was at Farrar. We get a lot because of that. And Villisca, we didn't have very good luck with him at Villisca. He didn't really go off a lot at Villisca.
No, not really.
Last time we were at Villisca, we didn't get a whole lot.
I got quite a bit of stuff, but that was like personal. Like, it was just connected with me.
That was in your head.
Yeah.
We can't put it out there if it's in your head.
I know. But I mean, we did get some responses to what I was like feeling and asking about this Robert. But, it did finally give us that name a few times, which was kind of interesting, and we had just a lot of interesting people coming to the door that night.
Yeah, we had people coming from the bar and coming in while we were investigating, which we just got in there. We were just getting ready to lock the door and somebody would walk in on us. Another piece of equipment I take a lot is my computer because I like to start downloading a lot of the recorders as soon as we can. That way I don't forget nothing and I can write it down. This is this time and but pretty much I think the equipment we just went over is our main equipment that we use.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We have 6 recorders. We sit down with at least 6 of our cameras, and then we got the 2 live ones that we listen to and carry around with us at all times. What I like to do when I set my recorder down with my camera, I like to have somebody sitting at the other end writing down, okay, they turned it on at this time. That way I can run that recorder with that camera, and then if we hear something, I can see if there's something going on in the picture too, as we're hearing stuff.
Yeah.
There's another piece of equipment I'm forgetting that we use. Oh, we use the laser grids.
Yeah,
we got 2 of those.
A few times. Yeah.
But we really haven't had anything break the stream of the laser.
Only the one time when we were allowed at Farrar to go into that laundry room or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
We got a lot of stuff in there.
A lot of stuff.
And it was definitely breaking the lights in there.
Yeah, it did that. I forgot about that room.
Yeah.
We don't get to go in that room very often when we're at Farrar.
No. But we did get a lot in there that one night. That was awesome. That was when they had one of their events.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, I know. If anybody out there knows. Oh, let's see. Hang on. Wolf wants to know, what's your most scariest place that you've ever investigated?
The most scariest. Let's see.
Well, it's kind of a toss-up for me because I did have a pretty creepy experience at Edinburgh when we first went. We were getting the tour during the day, and there's one bathtub on the main floor that faces a different way than every other one, and I could see a woman in there, and she was dead, and kind of freaked me out. My cousin had seen the exact same vision as I did. Later that night, her and I were investigating that area, and we were trying to go up the stairs to the door across from that bathtub. I pushed the door open. It pushed back like somebody was holding it. I looked up, and we seen an older woman's face in the window of the door. Now, my cousin doesn't scare very easily, but we about shit ourselves, and we went running down the hall. We could not go down that way. I could not go any farther past that hallway unless I was in a big group, because it was just nuts. And then, of course, Malvern Manor, the first time I went, they harassed me a lot and wanted to kill me and hang me. Second time wasn't too bad. It was just Rosie. I don't know what she wanted, but... So those are my 2.
The scariest place I've been to? I think the Edinburgh really didn't scare me. But I think Villisca, my very first time, I don't know if it was the history of it, because I already knew the history of it, really bothered me going in that place. But other than that, I'm the one that always gets stuck by themselves, so I have to be brave. I don't. But Malvern Manor, there's a part in the building I don't like going down to, is the attic. I just don't feel comfortable up there.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like they don't want us up there.
Let's see here. Candy says they wanted to kill and hang me. I went back again. Laughed my ass off, Allison. Of course I went back again, and I'm going back 2 more times this year. I can't get enough.
Part of the Melbourne Manor issue with Allison is we had this one app, and it's like what is it called?
I can't remember what it was called.
Spiritus. Spiritus.
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't give. It's not. It just kept going. Hey Allison. Hey Allison.
And it would go off. And I remember that it went dark because we were watching this at Kim's. It went dark, but you could still kind of see my figure. And when it came back on, it did not look like me. Like my eyes, like I had this weird ass look in my eyes, like I don't know. It was weird. It was the strangest thing.
We haven't put that one out yet because we're still analyzing it yet. Candy asked a question here. No,
no, we don't have any of that.
we shouldn't check into that.
Yeah.
And Shay, the only REM pod I got is on my SB11. I figured I've got it on there. Why buy another one?
Mm-hmm.
And it goes off. So
oh yeah, we've gotten it at Farrar a couple times.
We've had it go off, and I've taken it to work, and it's gone off.
Yeah.
I investigate at work when I have nothing else to do. So I was going with something.
Excuse me.
No, I can't remember.
Brain fart? Brain fart?
I have brain freeze here. I was going to go somewhere.
You were going to go somewhere.
Somewhere with what I was talking about.
Sorry. It's the cats at work.
No. Before we got the kitties at work, when I first started working there 20 years ago, I'd stay late at work trying to get stuff ready for the semi the next morning, and I'd look up this ramp and I'd see a man standing with a ball cap, and I just catch him out of the corner of my eye, and then you hear cans rattling. So I get to looking around and I don't find nobody. So I just started taking my equipment, and we've gotten the REM pod to go off. I've taken the SLS camera to work, and we've caught a couple of figures at work. One of these times I'm going to ask the boss if I can stay overnight and
that'd be fun.
Investigate there with my team. And Kelly Steffen says she drives by and she gets a weird feeling every time she drives by, because it used to be an old pickle factory way back in the 1900s. So I don't know if that gentleman is from that era, or we did have 2 guys that work there pass away, so I don't know if it was them, because they always wore ball caps too.
Mm-hmm.
They were always giving me a hard time, so when I stayed late, I didn't know if it was them or somebody from way back when. So I will investigate that place all the way through.
Yeah, you need to, big time.
And our favorite place to try out new equipment.
Yeah.
Every time we get a piece of equipment, we always tell her folks to leave, because we go investigate her folks' house. Because Allison grew up with it.
Yeah, I did. I grew up with it. I always saw 2 dark shadow figures by my bed. It'd wake me up in the middle of the night. One was tall, one was small. Smaller one came a little bit later. Always had a hunch that maybe it's my friend Katie. Not sure. Haven't figured it out yet. But I'd wake up, they'd be standing there, and I'd just ask them what they want from me and to go away. Well, my mom said at night sometimes it sounded like I was talking in a different language. I'd be laughing, or I'd start crying, screaming. It was very interesting. I mean, nothing ever hurt me or anything, but things would move in the house. Doors would open and close by themselves when I was there by myself. And, my daughter, my oldest one, she experiences stuff over there all the time too. She doesn't like to go there by herself because she says they bother her. She'll be watching TV over there. She'll be watching Ellen or whatever, and it'll automatically just change to a black and white, like, Western show. And it'll freak her out, and then she'll come home. So, yeah, it's a good place to try out equipment. Mom's like, I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, they never want to hear about it.
We've caught some stuff over there, but
we know if our equipment's going to work, it's going to work over there. So we know it's going to work for us out on. Is somebody out here?
I think it's your dog.
Oh, Doggy's being a troublemaker with Eric.
Pickles, I can't even respond to that. It's like Andy said. Tickle the pickle.
Some of our best equipment that we've caught. He can't use my phone.
Laugh my ass off. Tickle the pickle.
But no, you don't have to go spend a lot of money on equipment to go investigate. You'll get same results with your recorder, yourself, and a cheap camera. We do have a regular camera. It takes still shots, but I still haven't got my rest of my team to say, take 4 or 5 pictures in the same spot, because we're not gonna accept just one picture and say there's something there.
Yep.
But I can't get them through their head to take 4 or 5 pictures.
Yeah.
But they're trying, but they're still. They get so mad at me because I won't post something that they say is there, and I'm going, that's dust, that's bugs. And one of our teammates gets so mad because she says, no, that's Norbert. I says, no, that's dust, that's bugs. See how it's flying? And she gets so mad at me.
Yeah.
And just like some of her pictures, there's something in that picture. Well, she got it posted on our page, which I wasn't happy about. But you can look at the Valiska house. She says there's a face in the corner. But I've been in the house. I know exactly what she's seeing. You got the reflection from across the street. You've got the wood burner in there. And then you got the other room shining through. So you're getting a effect from all that, saying there's a face, and there really wasn't a face. But I haven't deleted it because I didn't want to hear nothing. Because I have a feeling she's going to be pissed at me anyway. Because I keep saying she gave me her recorder, and she says she's heard this and heard that, and I'm going, no, it's not there. No, it's not there. So I can't wait to give that back to her.
Yeah, I don't upload them all either, but I do take a bazillion pictures at one time.
I always forget my digital camera home half the time, but when I do take it, I take tons and tons of pictures, and it's like you've got to, otherwise you can't prove anything that you've gotten on your picture, because
exactly.
Where is our next investigation? March 16th at Edinburgh.
Yep.
We are going with CNH Paranormal and
IPIS.
Yeah.
IPIS.
Iowa Paranormal
Investigation
Society. We're going with those 2 groups. And then
tickle.
And then in May, we're going to, because they're always booked, we can never get in.
Yeah, we can't.
We finally got one in, and we wanted another one. We couldn't get in. So we're going in the middle of the week at Edinburgh, the day before the 4th. We got another one in Edinburgh. And I'm not for sure of the other dates, but we've got another one at Melbourne, and we got one at the Squirrel Cage Jail we're going to be doing.
Yep.
And I'm trying to line up another one, but I don't think it's going to work out because everything's all booked up because my team waits till the last minute.
Yeah.
Well, let's go here. Let's go here. They're booked. They're booked. They're booked.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And I messaged Edinburgh, like, I don't know, probably in August.
yeah.
And I asked them, I'm like, when can I start booking for the next year? And they told me to get back to them 1st of October. I did. I literally woke up early. It was like 5:30 in the morning, and I messaged her, we're booked. It's like, how the hell can you be booked already? It's like crazy.
But next year, we're in the process of saving our money, and we're going to the Sally House in Atkins, Kansas, and there's another place in Atkins. I can't think of the name of it, but we're going to do a weekend of it. Two places in the weekend. So we're going to try to get to the Sally House next year. That'll probably be all we can afford after going those two places, but
probably.
And then we've got your mom's house we can always do, and
Atchison, Kansas. Yep.
Yep, that's the place. Any questions on any more equipment? We don't really have a whole lot of equipment. More.
We have quite a bit of equipment. I mean, it takes us a while to load and unload. It's like a whole damn process.
Yeah. Well,
we fill the back of your truck and the back of the truck, like, inside with us. Like, you'll see, there's pictures of Kim and I sitting there, and, like, there's stuff just jam-packed around us in her truck. And then the back is full, and we're, like, on the road again.
Most of it's wires and stuff for all the cameras, though. We've got, I don't know how many feet of wire that we have to carry with us.
Yeah,
just to set up the... Do you guys ever do cemeteries? We haven't yet.
I did do the one at Edinburgh.
Yeah, we've done that one across the road from Edinburgh because we had permission to go there.
Yeah.
And we really didn't catch much that night out there.
No, actually, yeah, when I went out there with my cousin, we were out there for a while, and then the coyotes were getting kind of close, so we booked it back to the manor. So
yeah, there's a couple cemeteries around here I'd like to go to, but I haven't found out who owns them because they're the old pioneer cemeteries that I'd like to go investigate, but I've got to get permission before I will go on to the properties. So I don't like going anywhere without having permission because it's too many people go out there and then destroy stuff, and then you're going to get blamed for it. And
Yep.
No, I just haven't. I'd like to do a couple of cemeteries.
Right.
And there's a couple places around here. I like to go down to Winterset to the covered bridges and just sit in the bridge and see what we can come up with, all the history in those covered bridges. Oh, puppy's coming out.
Oh.
I was wondering, we got ghosts in here too?
Yeah, no kidding. Boom.
But, yeah, there's a couple of places around here I'd like to investigate. I just got to find out who owns the places to go and investigate.
Right.
So I like going in places that no one's been into yet. And
yeah, that would be fun.
And not know any of the history and see what we can come up with.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Let's see.
I have a question. If anybody out there knows, okay?
Oh, yeah.
With our recorders, okay? We have, I don't even remember what program we have now, but we can't get any of our stuff to transfer to, like, our Facebook page or our Twitter page. So if anybody has any ideas for that, it'd be awesome. So I don't have to sit there and use my phone to record it because you can't hear shit when I do it that way. So it would be awesome if anybody has any suggestions on, like, software for that.
Yeah, because we don't know how to transfer our recorders over to Facebook, but without holding our phone up to the computer and trying to catch it and then transferring over it that way.
Yeah. I don't even know where it went on this computer anymore. I don't even see it.
I have no idea where our software is. But that's pretty much our equipment and our experience with our equipment that we've had.
Dang it.
Any more questions out there?
Audio has to be made to that. I am not good with computers.
Oh, we're lousy with computers. They made me tech person and I know nothing about them. Just because it's my equipment. But one of our equipment that we really got some good evidence with, and I was trying to think where it was at. Oh yeah, Melbourne. Our SLS camera hit the concrete because somebody knocked it out of my hand. That's why we didn't get no evidence from Melbourne for that. We were sitting down by the shadow hallway that Kelly always talks about. And I was just walking down, bringing the equipment, and they were sitting there, and next thing I know, something hit me in the hand, and it went flying, hit the concrete. Still works. Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah, no kidding.
Just had to glue a few pieces back together, but
it works.
In at Melbourne, we got a lot of action with was there one with the figure standing on the chair or something?
Where was that one at? There was one that you got with it. Thanks, Wolf. Yeah, didn't you have something on a chair one time? I don't think I was there for that one.
We got the one at Farrar standing on the garbage can.
Oh, that's right.
I'd have to go back through my stuff.
Yeah.
But we've been to Farrar the most, so we get the most stuff at Farrar because me and Allison, I think we've been there 20, 25 times.
Oh, yeah.
Because we go every year there with all their events and stuff going on. And a lot of that stuff you have to throw out because you got contaminated noise and everything, but still it's the reaction we get every time we go there. It's always something going on.
Yep.
And we want to try. Oh, the place I was trying to get into is the Granger House. We're trying to get into there. We don't know if it'll be this year or next year, but we're trying to get into that place too.
Oh yeah, that'd be a fun place to go.
I'm gonna go to Kelly's Expo this weekend and get more information on the place. So for some reason I've lost all my information on that place, and they're gonna be at the Expo this weekend. And does anybody else have any more questions?
Yeah, anybody? Damn cold.
Let's see. Go back through our notes here.
I think we talked about all that stuff.
I think so. I think we've hit every piece of equipment.
Pretty much that we have, yeah.
And my part of the group is when we go on investigations, we're setting up all the equipment and stuff. I'm the one that gets to jump out at everybody and get the adrenaline going so we can get pumped up for it.
She loves to scare everybody.
I'm always hiding somewhere.
She sure is. I knew she was hiding at Malvern. I'm like, Kim's hiding back there. I know she's hiding back there. I just know it.
But I wasn't that night.
No, you actually weren't. Thanks, guys.
We can go through our shout-outs real quick. I think we've covered all of our equipment and stuff.
All right. Shout out Shay, Nicole, Wolf, Candy. I'm scrolling.
I am
Mine's
too.
being really slow. Cat. I'm gonna hawk up alone.
Me and you were in there.
Yeah, we're in there. Matt was in there earlier. Wow, I'm just getting a whole bunch of them now that from when I wasn't in there.
I think we've caught everybody.
I think so. I think we have.
And we appreciate it. Sorry if we might have bored you or anything. And sorry about the dead air there for a while. And
hey, we'll get the hang of it.
I've been home. She's coming down with, I think, what I had. I've been home all week sick, so I haven't even been to work all week. So
excuse me.
So we'd like to thank everybody for coming into our second show, and
we'll be back next Thursday.
It's not done yet.
That way I don't have to blabber the whole hour. Don't forget to tickle the pickle.
Okay.
We won't forget to tickle the pickle.
Trying to think. Oh, and you do go through a lot of batteries.
Yeah, you do.
I'm going to take stock out in batteries because of my batteries we go through. I think what we go through, probably the biggest pack you can buy of AAA in a night.
Yeah, I know.
And the biggest pack of AA's you can buy in a night. I think, 20 to a package or something like that we go through per investigation. As batteries, we go through a lot of batteries.
Oh, yes, we do. Well, we have a lot of stuff that takes batteries, and so, excuse me. So, yeah, we do go through a lot of them, which we need to get stocked up on before Edinburgh.
Yeah, because I think we've used the last of our batteries, so we have no batteries at all. So we got to get everything stocked up. And
I'll add it to my list to get.
And plus, we got to get everything packed up and get ready to go.
I hope it's not freaking cold. I might have to dress up like Gumby again in your green overalls.
If it's cold, it's cold. We've been cold before. We suffered through it. But that was the only date we could get, so. I just hope everybody can make it that night.
Me too. Otherwise, it might just be you and I.
We've done that before.
Yeah, we have.
If no one shows up,
that's a big place, too.
We can handle it. As long as you have enough licorice. Oh, that's one piece of equipment I gotta take. I gotta take licorice with me.
Kim always has to have licorice.
I gotta have licorice to chew on when I'm investigating. So I could take stock in that too.
Yeah, you could. Definitely.
That and my Pepsi.
That's right, yeah. I have to take some Pepsi too, but I usually have to take water too because otherwise I get too sugared out.
Well, I think we're gonna call it a night if no one has any more questions, and that way we can. I'm going back to work tomorrow. I'm gonna regret it, but not being off all night. Shay's gotta take coffee.
Coffee, yeah.
Yeah, one of our girls has to take coffee. She usually brings the coffee pot.
Yep.
When we go on investigations.
For sure. All right, well, that's a wrap on our second show.
And we appreciate everybody that showed up in chat.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Thanks, Wolf.
And we will see you next week.
Yep. See you later.
Night.
All right. I don't know why we say see you because they don't really see us. But...